What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here. So I'm sure you're wondering why you're seeing my face. Typically when I do reviews, I'm behind the camera. I'm just a voice. But here we had to do things a little differently. Unfortunately, there isn't a device that exists yet that lets me capture 3DS footage directly. Since I don't have the new 3DS capture card, I'm just going to have to read you my review and show you trailer footage alongside. That's the best I can do. I could have just filmed the screen, but this game is so beautiful that just didn't seem to be an accurate representation. So this is my review of the new 3DS game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Now this game is not a new game. This is actually a handheld remake of a game released in 2012. Originally when it was released, people loved it, but it had a very bad sales launch. Only certain people were selling it. Very few people printed it, and so therefore it bombed. It bombed hard. But Nintendo knew they had a real gem on their hands, so they set to work remaking it for the new handheld. For those who have never heard of this game, prepare yourself for something truly grand and truly epic. This game is long, and this game is huge. In fact, while many games right now are being between 15 and 40 hours of gameplay, this game is hundreds of hours of gameplay. During my time trying to play this, I think I spent about 180 hours on it, and then I beat the main story, with tons of side quests all left in every town. Our tale begins with an epic battle. Two giant gods in an endless ocean, infinitely fighting, constantly trying to parry and dodge, and finally one day, they strike each other down, simultaneously piercing each other's hearts. Millions of years later, life has arisen on these continent-sized beasts. On one, there is the Bionis, these humanoid-type creatures who we are playing as. On the other side, we have the Mechon, a strange species of more mechanical life forms who infinitely hunt the Bionis. Every single chance they get, they're consuming colonies and destroying all the lives they can. Although the center of this tale is focused on eons and eons of this infinite battle, what really drives it is the characters. This is a very character-focused game. Shulk, Ren, Dunban, these characters and their friends are so fun to play as, and they make us care about the war more than just learning about little politics. At the center of this game, it is a JRPG. You're going to be fighting random battles, leveling up and gaining items, all towards reaching the end goal of the game. The game uses real-time 3D combat. Whenever a fight breaks out, you directly control one of your party members. You can run in, lock on, and start beating the crap out of them. Automatically, you'll do basic attacks. Your other allies will automatically be computer controlled, or you can switch them to focus fire, so they'll just attack your target with everything they've got. Where the game really shines though is the special abilities, called arts. Whenever you trigger an arts ability, it will do a special extra bit of damage and also have added effects, such as knocking a foe over, making them susceptible to double damage, or making them stun for several seconds, or make them sleep. What makes it really fun about the arts system is the fact that some bosses require you to use it. Some bosses need to be staggered or knocked down in the perfect way to even take damage at all. This ability to chain attacks while simultaneously trying to level up and use your arts abilities makes combat refreshing and fun, especially because you have to level the abilities up. By repeatedly using your arts in random battles, they get better and better. So you can't just sit on them and save them up like a big special attack. You have to use them as much as possible. I think one of the things that they made the best in this game is the pacing overall. All the questing, all the grinding, all the leveling is done perfectly. In many games, when you're trying to level up, you just have to fight basic enemies over and over and over again. Instead, in this game, what they've done is there are minor quests in every single area. Collection quests, kill quests, fetch quests. These will help you level up before you go to the next main boss, and they actually feel a lot like the old PlayStation 3 game Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. These quests will help you learn an area, and since every area is so big and so different, you're going to need to look into them. This really helps the game have a more MMO feel. The world feels a lot more alive because you're helping out people directly. Every new part of this giant world was so gorgeous, and the story really pulled me in. I don't want to spoil anything about it, but the game primarily focuses around the Xenoblade, the giant sword on the box art. It's called the Mondo. It's the only weapon that can hurt the Mechon and theoretically save the world once and for all, getting rid of this threat so humans can just live in peace. But all wars have terrible cost. The only two downsides I really ran into this game were that this is a dramatic downgrade. While the Wii version looked pretty damn fantastic, especially for a Wii game, this game not so much. Mostly because obviously they had to crunch it down on a small screen. These giant, epic, sweeping areas being put on my little 3DS screen at times felt a little bit funky. The other small downside is when you got the original Wii version, you actually had two audio options. You had full Japanese dialogue and full English dialogue. Obviously, I realized this was impossible, unfortunately, with this new game. I mean, there is a lot of dialogue. I mean, there's probably 75 or 80 hours of recorded audio dialogue in this game. A cartridge that small couldn't have dual dialogue. I completely understand. But it was slightly disappointing, and I do have to note for those who enjoyed the original Japanese audio. There are two additional features for if you get this strictly on the 3DS that didn't exist in the original version. This does have a bonus mode. This is where you can unlock collectibles. You can get 3D figures or music and look at them on the screen. This is unlocked with Street Pass or by scanning your Shulk amiibo once a day. This is kind of a cheesy gimmick, and I think they were just trying to cram some sort of amiibo integration into this title because it only works on the new 3DS. This game does not work on the standard 3DS, or I guess I should say old 3DS. This is the first exclusive in America that only works on the new 3DS. So, we've heard some good, and we've heard some bad, but let's put a big number on it. I am giving Xenoblade Chronicles a 9.2 out of 10. The reason I am subtracting 0.8 and not making it a perfect score is just because of the minor downgrades we've had to face. Another weird, strange qualm of it is just the fact that the game is so gorgeous and so big, it's hard to play it in short intervals. Playing an RPG of this size is a little bit weird playing it 10-15 minutes at a time. Even at my hour lunch breaks on my day job, at times it doesn't feel like enough. This is the kind of game you want to sit down on a day off and play for 12 hours. This game is great. If you have the new Nintendo 3DS, this is the first must-buy game for the console. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this review, please give it a thumbs up so other people see it. If this is your first time watching one of my reviews, I do encourage you to check out some of my other work. Typically, you don't have to see my face, you just hear my wonderful voice. This has been DreamcastGuy. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, but do me the biggest favor at all and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.